Today's blot is Daf Mem Vav. We're going to begin by the Mishnah on Daf Mem Hey Amud Beis. Tell the Mishnah, Hamaitzi es ishtay mishum shem ra. If a man divorces his wife, and the reason why he divorces his wife is because she has a bad reputation, like Rashi says, shi'atzaleh allows znus. That he heard that she had committed znus. So there's a rumor that she was mizana while she was a married woman. So the halacha is lo yachzer. He is not allowed to remarry her, which means that even if it becomes clear that the rumor was a rumor, and she did not in fact commit znus, the halacha is lo yachzer. Still, he cannot return her. Also, mishum neder, if a person divorces his wife due to the fact that she makes nidarim, and he doesn't want, like Rashi says, he doesn't want to have this woman, doesn't want to be married to a woman who is an adronis, just vows. So the halacha is also lo yachzer. Even if he finds out later that she took a neder that he could take away, so the halacha is, in these two cases, if there's a rumor that she was mezaneh, and now he divorced her, or he divorced her because she's an adronis, so in both cases, even if he finds out later that it's not true, or he could be mad to the neder, lo yachzer. Now, later on, the Gemara is going to explain two reasons, like Rashi says, what's the reason why the Chachamim said that lo yachzer. One reason is mishum kilkul, that after, what's going to happen is, after Sheba got married to somebody else, thinking that there's a shemra on me, and now my husband divorced me, so I got married to somebody else, and then he's going to come back later and he's going to say, oh, if I would have known that the rumor is not true, I would have never divorced her. So now what's going to happen is, the whole premise of why he gave the get is going to be batel mafreya, and if she gets married to somebody else and has children, the second husband's children and her children will be mamzerim. So therefore the Chachamim made a takana and said that in such a case, lo yachzer. That's one reason. Another reason is mishum knas. Chachamim gave a knas to the woman that we don't want Bnei Yisrael to be prutzis, baroyis, ubenedanim, and therefore, once she makes an eder, we say that he can never, and he divorces her, she can never go back, because we don't want Bnei Yisrael to be prutzis, baroyis, ubenedanim. Those are the two reasons. Rabbi Yehuda says that kol neder sheyado b'rabim. So Yehuda says that any neder that she makes a neder b'rabim, and because she made a neder b'rabim, so that's why he divorced her. So that din is lo yachzer. So she's not returned. However, ushlo yadu b'rabim, if the rabbim don't know about it, so then yachzer. Then he's mutter to bring her back. Now, Rabbi Yehuda is not chayshish the kilkul. Like we explained this whole kilkul of perhaps the kids will be mamzerim, that we're not worried about. Rather, he says the reason why the Chachamim said lo yachzer is because of the knas, that we don't want the Bnei Yisrael to be prutzis b'nedarim. So if she makes the neder b'rabim, so then we say there's a prutzis in nedarim, and when she makes a neder, there's no hafara, she cannot get an annulled. But if she does not make the neder b'rabim, so then there's no prutzis b'nedarim. So since this neder has hafara, so Rabbi Yehuda is going to say that if it's not b'rabim, he could bring her back. So that's what Rabbi Yehuda says. Rabbi Yehuda says that kol neder sheyado b'rabim lo yachzer. If he divorces her in regards to a vow that the public was aware of, then he's not allowed to marry her. Because we said again that he does not hold of kilkul, rather he holds of, we don't want the Bnei Yisrael to be prutzis b'nedarim. However, but if he divorces her due to a neder that the public was not aware of, he may remarry her. Meir says that kol neder shetzarech chakiras chachamim. If he divorces her due to any neder that requires chakiras chachamim, so then lo yachzer. Then he cannot be mafzer her. But if he divorces her in regards to neder that does not require chakiras chachamim, then yachzer, he could bring her back. Amr Belazar says le asu zeh elam zeh. They asked for him from marrying her in this case, where she said a vow that requires chakiras chachamim, only due to that case where she said a neder that does not require Hakidas Chacham. Rabbi S Greenwald says, Maisa b'Sidon, there was a Maisa in Sidon. A person who told his wife, Koinem im eini megashticha. He says that it's koinem, it's forbidden like a korban if I do not divorce you. In other words, he was so upset at his wife that he said, if I do not divorce you, it's going to be forbidden like a korban if I do not divorce you. And he divorced her. And the Chacham permitted her to remarry, as we are going to explain what this means. So the Gemara, Rabbi Yosef Bar Minyami says in the name of Rabbi Nachman, this halacha that we said that he cannot be master's wife is only Sh'amar Lo Mishum Shem Rani Mitziach. Only if he said explicitly, I'm removing you from the house due to the bad reputation that you have. Mishum Neder Ani Mitziach. Or he says, I'm removing you from the house due to the neder. Kosavar, the more explains from Nachman holds, at time in Mai, what's the reason why the Chacham made this Gzeres Mishum Kokulo is because, like we said, mitzad the potential harm cost her, as we said, if she wants to get remarried after she had married someone else, if she gets married to somebody else, so we're worried that the guy's going to say that the whole premise of the get was under a false pretense, and now the second children are going to be mamzedim. So, like this. If he said this to her at the time of the divorce, that this is the reason why he's divorcing her, so then he will be able to cause this harm to her. But if he did not say this explicitly at the time of the divorce, then he's not able to be mikalkal her. Because he did not say this, B'shas Gershon, what's the reason why he's divorcing her? That's one reason. Other people say, he has to say at the time that he gives her the get, he has to say that beware that I'm removing you from the house due to the bad reputation. And I am removing you from the house due to the vow. So he has to say explicitly that you should know I'm removing you from the house because of the better reputation you have and because of the neder. So so even if he didn't say it in this expression, also le'ach zirano, but they were misakin to say it. Why? Because Rav Nachman holds time in mind. What's the reason the Mishnah says that shle'ach zirano is because a knas that that we don't want the woman to be like a prutzis with regards to forbidden relations or lacks to be in vows. So the Chachamim gave a knas these women who acted improperly by saying that that they cannot go back to their wives, to their husbands. Okay, so now the Gemara says Tani Kalishna Kamo. We learned like Rav Nachman, and Tani Kalishna Basra. We have a brisa like Kalishna Basra. Tani Kalishna Kamo. We have a brisa like a mayor that Omer mayor. So mayor says. What's the reason the Brisa says? What's the reason that if a man divorces his wife due to the bad reputation, he may not marry her, or he divorces his wife to the vow that he may not marry her? Why? Because maybe she's going to get married to somebody else after her divorce, and then she's going to find out the matter will be found later that the whole thing was fabricated. He's going to find out that the whole thing was a rumor, and he's going to say, if I knew that this was the case, I feel even if they'd give me 100 mana, I would never divorce her. And so we get bottled and then the get is going to be bottled. The children are going to be mazinim. Therefore we say, have idea. Therefore one says to him from the beginning, so you should know that a man who divorces his wife because of a bad reputation may not remarry her. So therefore you have to really do your research. And also on the side the neder, lo yachzer. So that's like the Lishna Kam. The time the Lishna Basro, we learned in a Bryson according to the second version of Rabbi but same question. So he says, so that Jewish women should not be prutzis in that. Therefore, in order to publicize this, one says to him upon divorcing his wife that Amrullah, say to her, beware that I am removing you from the house due to your bad reputation, or I'm removing you from the house due to the vow. Rabbi Yehuda says, and the Mishnah said, Rabbi Yehuda says, he says, if he divorces her due to any neder that the public was aware of, he may not remarry her. But if he divorces her due to a vow that the public was not aware of, he may remarry her. In my time, Rabbi Yehuda, what's the reason of Rabbi Yehuda, the ksiv? Because it says, this is the pasuk describing the interaction that Yidden had with the people of Gittin. They came and they fooled the Bnei Yisrael, and it says, and the children of Yisrael did not strike them, for the leaders of the congregation swore to them. It teaches us that a vow berabim cannot be dissolved. In this case as well, if she took an oath that is known by the public, it cannot be dissolved, because if it wouldn't be berabim, then they would have hit the Gittin because they didn't keep their promise. But Rabbanan, the Gemara says, but Rabbanan will hold that such a vow can also be dissolved. But Rabbim, what are they going to say? There, did the oath take effect with regard to them at all? Since the people of Gittin said to them, we came from a far country, and they did not come from a far country. So therefore, the oath does not take effect with regard to the Jewish people at all, because it was taken under false pretenses. And the reason why they were not killed is because they didn't want to make a Chil Hashem. If they would have killed them, they would have made a Chil Hashem, but not fulfilling their word, although this Shua, the effect was they didn't keep their word either. Now the Gemara asks, how many people constitute, Rabim, either 3 or 10. Nachman says 3, and he learns this from the pasuk in regards to Azava. The pasuk says that, in regards to Azava, the pasuk says that so the Gemara goes out from here. The rest is Yomim. When it says Yom Shnaim, Rabim is Shleisha. So the Rabim is 3. Rabbi S Greenwald, because it says Ada. The pasuk says Kedish B'Lam Nesiyeh Ha Ada, and we know Ada is less than 10. Meir says, Kol Neder Shetzorich, any Neder that needs, yeah, or also says, also says Elam Fneza. So now the Gemara explains, Tanya, we learned in the Bryce of Lazar, Rabbi says, they also this, that they also Tzorich, Al Mnisha Init Tzorich. They asked him from remarrying her in the case when she said a Neder that requires a Chakiras Chacham only due to a case where she stated a neder that does not require Chakiras Chacham. What are they arguing? Rabbi Sovar, Meir Sovar, Adam Reitzah, this Baza used to be based in. The Meir holds that a man desires, in other words, he doesn't mind that his wife should be disgraced in Beis Din, even though her neder would need Chakiras Chachamim. The husband may still claim that had he known it could be Mayfair, he would not have divorced her. However, with regard to the neder that did not require Chakiras Chachamim, but could have been nullified by the husband himself, he cannot be deemed credible to state that he was not aware that he had the ability to nullify the neder. Such a case, if he were to claim that the divorce was a mistake, his claim would be disregarded. Lazar says, a man does not desire that his wife should be disgraced in Beis Din. So if he were to claim that had he known that he could have dissolved by a chacham, he would not have divorced her. His claim would have been disregarded. He is, however, deemed credible if he were to state that he did not know that he had the ability to nullify her vow. Therefore, the case of a neder that does not require Chakiras Chachamim, the Chacham institute that he may not be permitted to remarry, because lest he bring the validity of the divorce into question. Bazar also holds that once the Chacham instituted with regards to the Darim that do not require Chakiras Chacham by Allah, they all apply this in regards to the Darim that do require Afora by Chacham. My time at the Maisa. So now, why did the Mishnah teach that causes Rabbi Yehuda? In other words, why does Mishnah had just discussed a case where the woman took a vow, and it relates an incident where the man took a vow. So the Gemara says, in what case, when in what case is the statement said when she took a vow, since he may not remarry in that case? However, if he took a vow, he may marry her. And Rabbi Yehuda says, now there's also a story inside that involving a person who said to his wife, it is kainim if I do not divorce you, and he divorced her, and the Chacham permitted him to remarry her while I'm tikkun olam. What does it mean kainim? He says that all the produce that is in the world will become forbidden for me if I do not divorce you. Mishnah says, and they permitted him to remarry her. Obviously, that in this case, why shouldn't he be able to remarry? You would have said that we should make a gzeira like Rav Nosson says. Rav Nosson says somebody makes a neder as if he built a personal mizbeach during the times of the Beis HaMikdash, when it become usher to build a personal mizbeach outside of the Beis HaMikdash. And when he fulfills a neder, it's as if he sacrificed an offering on his personal mizbeach, which is doubling his sin. Therefore, it would be possible to suggest that the husband is giving a class and usher from remarrying because he sinned by taking a neder. Therefore, therefore teaches us that it's not. Is going on the first case in the Mishnah. In other words, for the Tikkun HaElam is not an explanation of Rabbi S Greenwald's statement, but rather it means to explain why there is a knas that one may not remarry a woman when he divorced due to her a bad name out there. We don't really my sefer. Rabbi says no, it's going on the sefer. This is, and he's saying that this is not for the betterment of the world. In other words, when they made it takana that he may now remarry her for the Tikkun HaElam, it's only with regard to a case where the woman has taken a neder. However, when the husband takes a neder, there is no element of Tikkun HaElam, and he's permitted to remarry her in that case. Okay, next Mishnah is if a person divorces his wife because she is ayerlinis. In other words, she's sexually underdeveloped, and she's not able to have children. And he realizes after they got married, they could never get remarried. Could. Now, if after he divorced her, then this Eileen is marrying another man and have children from him. In other words, she's not Eilenis. Now, she is demanding payment for her ksuba for the first husband, claiming that she didn't get a divorce to Gittin. And he claims that she was Eilenis and the marriage was mekachtas. So Rabbi Yehuda, this is Eimer law. Rabbi Yehuda said that he may say to her, your silence is preferable to your speech, meaning it's preferable for her to withdraw her claim. If she persists, he may say that he divorced her only because he believed her to be Eilenis. And now it's going to be valid. It's going to be shilas. What's the status of this children? Therefore, it's wise for her to keep her mouth quiet. Now, the Gemara says, is this to say that Rabbi Yehuda is concerned about potential harm, the harm that she may later have validities on the divorce, and therefore rules that he may not marry her, ensuring that he will divorce her only if he absolutely certain that she wishes to do so, and the Chacham Nazar, if Chasham at the time, see the exact opposite. So it's similar. For the friendly one of them, immediately going to say, but Nisas Lach, where they want to make of it, Vas Suba Murbido, I'm Lush, the Kusach Yafin, the Burach Makhal, the Khurtikula, so you see clearly the does Khaitakula on Ami Opich. So I also want to reverse it. I'm Rabbi, so by Omar Lulum Tefach. Don't switch the opinions around. The other way, he's served like a mayor, so look at Lazar. The other holds like that, like a mayor, and served like a Lazar. Mitzarich served like a Lazar. In the case of with a net that requires Chakir Sachomi holds it according to the opinion of Rabbi Lazar, that is, there's no shash of Kilkule, as a husband will not desire that his wife be disgraced by Basin. Shenit Tzorech, however, in the case of Shenit Tzorech, that he holds like a mayor. Amar the Rebbe Kasher, the Rabbanan, the Rabbanan Kasher, only have a Shaila on Rabbi Yehuda, Manan, the Rabbanan. Amar the Rebbe Kasher, Kedushanin, the Rebbe, the Rabbanan, the Rabbanan Kasher, Man Chachamim, the mayor, who's a Chacham, Amar B'ina Traikov, you need to have a Traikov, Achbayskinav, with Lei Kafel tonight, which they did not make it an Aikova, as he stated only that he's divorcing her because she's a Leinis, but not state that he would not divorce her if she were not a Leinis. Therefore, his condition is disregarded and he may marry her. So the Mishnah with regards to a person. Okay, we'll start this Mishnah tomorrow.